Okay, I just finished season 2 of The Rehearsal, and listen, you need to watch this show. This isn't me recommending something, this is me doing a public service announcement. I'm dead serious. The Rehearsal is one of those shows where I can't shut up about it because if I don't tell people to watch it, I feel like I'm hiding something big. I know it's not for everyone, okay? But this is one of those shows. The kind that grabs you when you're not expecting it. It makes you laugh, then makes you uncomfortable, and then it just leaves you sitting there like, what the fuck did I just watch? And I mean that in the best possible way. When it's over, your brain is just spinning with like 1,000 different thoughts. It changes you, it leaves you different. Not because it has some big final message or a neat little life lesson, but because it throws questions right in your face about reality, fiction, how we watch what we watch, how we connect with people, and how much we try to control stuff that just cannot be controlled. It's brilliant, it's unique. It feels like something that doesn't even belong to a genre. It's just its own thing.
You got a lot of energy, Nathan. You remind me of a young George Lopez. Do you get that regularly?
I love rock and roll. Couldn't help but jam.
Nathan Fielder is this slightly odd but very funny guy who's done similar things before. He got known with Nathan For You, which already played with awkwardness and elaborate setups. But The Rehearsal, it takes those ideas and pushes them somewhere completely new. Technically, it's a reality show, if you can even call it that. In it, Nathan offers people the chance to rehearse a difficult or uncomfortable situation as many times as they need so they can face it in real life. And at first, that sounds like a fascinating little experiment. Helpful, almost therapeutic. But very quickly, things start to escalate. Before going any further, I should probably give a small spoiler warning, because I'm going to talk briefly about the first episode. Okay, let's go.
Pretty cool for a bunch
Who
of
is
mimes.
Beavis and Butthead?
Ben? Who are Beavis and Butthead? Yep.
In the first episode, we meet Core, a guy who wants to come clean to his trivia night friends and admit that he lied. He never actually got a master's degree. Now you'd think The Rehearsal would be something simple, like standing in front of a mirror and practicing what to say a few times. You know, the way you rehearse a phone call by saying, "Hey, how's it going?" 15 times before actually dialing. But no, that's not how things work here. For Nathan, the only way to do a proper rehearsal, the only way to make it truly realistic, is to have absolute control over every single variable. So what does he do? He builds a full-scale, perfectly accurate replica of the bar. Not a corner, not a few props, the entire bar. Down to the furniture, the lighting, the trivia posters on the wall, all of it. And then he hires dozens of actors to play the staff, the customers, and even Core's actual friends, just so Core can practice confessing that he never got his master's degree. Over and over and over again, until he finds the version of the moment that feels just right. All of this for one conversation, one single confession. It's completely over the top. It's absurd, and it's kind of amazing. And technically, that's what the show is about. At first.
You mentioned you were married?
Yes. I was married for 5 years.
I was married for 3 years.
Didn't know that.
What does start to happen, and it only gets more intense, is that as the rehearsals get bigger, more elaborate, with more people and more layers, you start to question everything. Is this real? Is Core a real person, or is he just another actor? Is Nathan a real person, or is he acting too? Am I an actor? Damn, my part sucks. You just fall into this strange mental spiral where reality starts feeling like a set piece. You start doubting everything. You tell yourself, no way this is real. But then you open Google. You look up that blog someone mentioned in an episode, and it's real. It's actually there, written by the same person who appears in the show. You check LinkedIn for another character. Yup, they work exactly where the show says they do. Same name, same face. So now you're stuck wondering, is this some insanely detailed reality show with a ridiculous production budget? Or is it actually the most elaborate piece of fiction ever made? And then at some point, you realize that question doesn't even matter anymore. It doesn't matter if these people are real, if their problems are real, or if the rehearsals serve any real purpose, because the series stops being about the reality show and starts being about the guy making the reality show, about Nathan.
I think you're a great guy. Like, you're a great person.
Well, thank you for the compliment.
Yeah.
It's about his doubts, his contradictions, his obsession with control, with perfection, with trying to understand others through simulation. And what at first seemed like a funny little idea, rehearsing real-life situations like they were scenes in a play, slowly turns into something weird, uncomfortable, and deeply human. The humor is still there, of course, but the artificial starts to fall apart. What's left is something strange, imperfect, emotional, reflective, like a twisted mirror reflecting what it means to be human, all our insecurities and quirks laid bare. And that, at least for me, is what makes it such a beautiful journey of discovery and growth. That's why I feel like if I watched the rehearsal and didn't tell people about it, I'd be doing them a disservice. Like, I'm holding on to a secret I shouldn't be keeping. So yeah, this is basically me just dumping these first impressions out there, hoping someone else decides to watch it too. This isn't an essay, it's not some deep, detailed analysis. Maybe I'll do that later if I feel like breaking it down more thoroughly. But right now, I just wanted to talk about how it made me feel and get this out there. Because honestly, the rehearsal isn't a long show. It won't take you much time to dive in. But if it clicks with you, if it grabs you, chances are you won't be able to let it go. And like me, you might end up with 1,000 questions, a mild existential crisis, and an urgent need to tell everyone about it.
Sometimes all it takes is a change in perspective to make the world feel brand new. All right, Adam. Let's go home.
So, good luck.